What's up? My name is Josh, and I'm here at the Rise Action Convening talking to some of our Rise 25 fellows about the issues they care about and are fighting for all across America. What's up, everyone? My name's Josh. I'm here with
Councilman John Bowers, also a Rise 2025 fellow.
Yes. Now tell me, how did you first get into organizing?
Man, I know I was the moderator on the panel we had earlier, and I didn't get to talk about my story into organizing in politics, but I started at the age of 11, if that's the youngest, but organizing for President Obama in the year 2008. That was really what it was. It started with phone banking. Phone banking is my favorite thing. You can take me to a phone bank right now, pick up the phone, call as many people as I can in the given hours. But that was how I got into community organizing and getting the word and message out.
Was there a particular moment that inspired you to get into organizing that you can pinpoint?
A particular moment? Oh man, yeah, for sure. So my mother, I'd be remiss, she is State Representative Brett Andrews Bowers, House District 113. But before she was that, she was a substitute teacher, stay-at-home mom with me and my sisters. And she was running and being an organizer for our gubernatorial candidate at the time in Texas, Wendy Davis.
Okay.
So I was essentially a campaign baby around organizing. Growing up, seeing them organize, whether it be cutting turf, understanding what territories Wendy needed to walk, understanding when I used to see my mother and Wendy sitting down with the phone, it was call time, they're calling donors, calling constituents, calling people to get the message out. So that was the moment. I'll never forget that L-shaped building that I would see every week, which was ultimately a campaign headquarters, as we know them all today. So that was really what got me into that, just seeing the passion and the energy that went in to trying to make a difference in your community. Yeah, that was
Definitely. What does being a Rise 25 fellow mean to you?
Man, I think the biggest thing that being a Rise 25 fellow means to me, this convening itself, we are in a world where we are, as progressive-minded individuals, most often isolated in different conferences we go to, whether it be municipal leagues that I attend and different things like that. But to see everyone here that has a common goal, common mission, to make our country and our communities better, for the right way, whether that's everybody being treated fairly, everybody getting the rightness, resources to housing, to education, whatever it may be. That is what being a Rise 25 fellow means to me, because I'm not just getting to know them in Texas, where I'm from. I'm getting to know them in Alabama. I'm getting to know them in Georgia, in Illinois, and in all the other states that we can all be a collective force together. So that's what it means to me.
In all of your time organizing, what is the most valuable skill that you think you've learned and put into your toolbox?
How to do an elevator pitch. And I believe that's one of the most transferable skills in life, because ultimately knocking on a door, being a door knocker, you are not just selling who you are as John, but at this point I'm selling who my candidate is. So being understanding of how to talk down in 60 seconds, understand what somebody wants to get across, and understand how to sell that to the person at the end of the door, because that is a human to human interaction as we're in a world that's moving forward in technology and AI and things like that. I think that is the biggest skill that I've been able to take, is that elevator pitch and articulation of being able to sell my message.
When you say door knocking, I'm sure you encounter a lot of people that have no clue or disinterested, or are just out of touch with the political sphere.
Right.
So my question for you is, why should people care about what matters to young people?
Because essentially, what matters to young people matters to the whole country. Because our median age of our country is 35 years old. So when you look at that also coincidentally, it's the same age you are able to run for president at the first time. But that is why you should do that, because ultimately if you're not able to hear about the innovation, understand the innovation, and then apply it as young people are, because we're learning it, we're in academia, if we're able to go to school with the current trends of the world, that's how you continue to be a forefront leading nation, and are able to make wider, more nationwide impact. So I believe that's why a young person's problem isn't just a young person's problem. It's also a senior citizen's problem, because young people will be the doctors, lawyers helping them when they're able to not help themselves. So that ultimately is why young people's issues are everyone's issues.
Definitely. Now, for the young people out there that want to get into this organizing world, what's the best advice that you could give them?
I would say really look at yourself in the mirror and ask why and what would you make different. Because if you can figure out something that you would make different 9 times as a team, hopefully, if you can find a candidate like myself or somebody else, there's somebody that wants to raise their hand for that same cause. So understanding what makes you drive and what's your why, then at that point, you can then help that person. They're gonna need help organizing. I know I did. They need volunteers and things like that. And that right there immediately gets you into organizing. You're immediately in it. And now you can either be a door knocker, a block walker, a phone banker, helping set up events, but you are immediately have that much access and community to the organizing space.
For those people out there that aren't familiar with your work or who you are, where can they find you online?
So you can find me at several places now. So as Josh just mentioned, so newly elected city councilman in the city of Raleigh, Texas. Our Instagrams are Bowers for Raleigh, where we have all of our campaigning, historical, community organizing efforts that were ongoing, and then translation over to Councilman J Bowers, which is our government official arm, as well as anything, whether it be speaking at Rise Convening at T.BOW20, which is our overarching umbrella, and then ultimately bowersforraleigh.com, as well as John P. Bowers III on Facebook.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Any last words to the people?
I'll say, hey, look, I think I just got out of a great panel. We talked about the vision for the future of not just your local, statewide, or federal community, but really the nation as a whole. I'm feeling nothing more than empowered coming out of Rise Action Convening. So if I'm feeling empowered, I hope that you are too. And don't be too anxious. Just give a call to your local representative and have a conversation so we can connect and move forward.
Amazing, John. Thank you so much for the opportunity to speak to you.
Thank you.